Hey, happy Sunday, guys. Had a very interesting question on Quora this morning, and it had to do with exercise. And essentially, this person asked, even though I'm doing a lot of exercise, why am I still fat? Okay, so let's go through this a little bit. The short answer is because um, if weight loss were an effective, if exercise were an effective weight loss regimen, we would have gone extinct a long time ago. So here's how I can suggest you check this out. Look up your favorite food that you like. Okay, just for giggles, make it a whole food. It'll be a little easier to find some information on that. If you like steak, pull up steak. If you like lettuce, tomatoes, that kind of thing. But pull up on a website how many calories that contains in a quantity that you would like to eat. A normal quantity. Let's just say, yeah, I'm on a diet and I'm reducing calories, so here's how much I'd eat. Great. Now go ahead and go to a weight loss site and one of their calculators based on your weight, height, and all that kind of stuff, and look up how many calories walking, biking, and or running will peel off after doing it for 15 minutes, half an hour. How long would it take for you to burn those calories off? All right. Now, you'll notice that exercise, that is to say, our walking or even running our prey down, will never use up more calories than the prey itself provide in our bodies. All right. So that's kind of the short answer. And look, in the past, we've never had it so good. Not even 200 years ago. Did we have refrigerators? No. Was food in abundant supply being shipped all over the world? Not even close, friends. 200 years ago? 200 years ago. That would have been 1822. Nah. People were still using mercury to treat others and that kind of thing. So medicine was nowhere near even close to what it is today. So let's talk a little bit about what it would take you if you don't want to be fat anymore. Um, so let's go ahead and rule out exercise as an effective regimen. You will find when you looked up that information that the amount of food you eat gives you a ton of energy, and any exercise that you're going to do obviously will be less. So let's do this. Let's not exercise, okay? And let's just talk about what food does in your body. So you have three big macros, all right? Those are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Pretty much most of the guidelines suggest eating a moderate amount of protein. Let's say 20%, 30% per the amount of calories consumed. Now here's where we switch off. If you're fat, it's because you're following recommendations that say eat this much carb and eat this little fat. Okay, let's just put protein 20 to 30%. All right, it is what it is. What I'm going to suggest you do is you reduce your carbohydrates and you add a ton of dietary fat. What's dietary fat? That would be the fat that clings on to the meats that you're going to eat. In other words, the skin on chicken. That strip of fat that's on the edge of a piece of steak. That would be olive oil. That would be olive oil that you're drizzling on your salad. That would be 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter that you use to make your eggs. Okay, so those are good, healthy fats for you. And by doing that, see, fat doesn't require insulin, and it gets uptaken right into the villi, sent to the lymphatic system, and then released through the bloodstream. Now, you're thinking, yeah, but a lot of that fat is saturated, and that's bad for us, right? No, because any fat that you have in your body right now, because you're fat, is saturated fat, and that's what your body's going to use for energy. Would our body make a saturated fat, saturated fat, if it were deleterious to our health, bad for us? I don't think so. Now here's what happens when you eat your whole grain bread, your brown rice, your green bananas, your name it. Okay? your body just goes, oh, look, sugar. Because by the time it hits your stomach, most of it will have been broken down already. Well, it's a resistant starch. Your body is pretty tough. It'll go ahead and break down that resistant starch into sugar. Glucose is bad enough, all right, when it's endogenous. That means I've taken it in through my mouth. If your body makes glucose, that's awesome, because then you get exactly the right amount at exactly the right time. But again, you're constantly shoveling carbohydrates into your face is going to cause insulin to spike. And what's worse, if you eat something that actually contains a portion of fructose, like honey or high fructose corn syrup or fruits, now you've challenged the liver. The liver is the only organ in your body that can manage fructose. It is poisonous. It's bad for us, okay? So we'll leave that aside. So what happens is insulin spikes, and that drives the sugar into any cells that it can go through. And then glucose begins to fall, but it overshoots. And now cortisol squeezes and makes you shaky and pushes the sugar back up in an attempt. But during that time, you felt so bad, you said, oh, I need to eat something to replace my energy. So you've eaten something, and now the sugar goes back way up, and the insulin goes even higher. While that insulin is floating around high all day long, because most of you eat for 15 to 16 hours a day. First thing when you wake up, last thing before you go to bed, a glass of milk, probably fat-free milk, which is sugar water. And you're only fasting during sleep, and your body's finally going, oh, thank God, please don't let this guy wake up. And when insulin's high, I'm sorry, there's no way that you can peel fat off your body. So, you've tried other diets, right? Try this one. Remove sugar, all added sugars, table sugar. You know, oh, I'm going to put a little sugar in my syrup. Oops, I'm going to put a little sugar, put a little sugar in my coffee, my tea, put a little sugar. Get rid of sugar, all right? And then get rid of all your grains. No more bread, no more tortillas if you're Hispanic like me. No more bananas, no more fruit. Okay? No more sugar. You see bread, your body goes, sugar, insulin, you can't lose fat, all right? So get rid of sugar, get rid of grains, get rid of fruit. And then get rid of all things that come in a box, all right? Do that for 30 days. And if you do it all in one day, you're going to feel like hell for about 3 to 4 days because your body's going to panic. It's not used to using fat as fuel, but it will come around. You'll make it. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe things. If you're on medicines, go talk to your doctor. This is the lawyer's chorus. I don't know you, all right? But here's what most human beings deal with. So go ahead and manage that and do it for 30 days. And don't exercise on purpose. I mean, walk here and there. Do your normal routine, minus going to the gym and sweating to death on a treadmill, all right? And after 30 days, leave me in the comments what happened, all right? And then you decide, does this guy know a little something about maybe something I didn't know about before? Or, nah, I didn't lose a thing, all right? Because here's what's going to happen. And when you eat, I want you to eat all that you can, because you're left with eggs, cheese, fatty meats, right? Pretty much. I mean, kind of think of what you eat. Bacon, chicken, with the skin, please. But when you sit down to eat, make yourself a pile of food and eat until I'm done. And then don't eat again until you're hungry. Oh, but I really want a piece of cake. Oh, I really want a sandwich. No, you don't. Replace the sandwich and replace the cake with more like egg yolks mixed with a bunch of butter. Oh, no. Then you're not hungry. Because if you're hungry, I don't care who you are. The grossest food that you can think of today in the areas of fat and salt are going to be so delicious. You'll die for them. Okay? And then salt everything to taste and drink a lot of water. Sorry, don't be those old fat people that walk around with the bottle all day. I have to remain hydrated. Drink water when you're thirsty. Let me cut it all down now. Okay, I've said everything. No sugar, no refined foods at all, grains, boxes, no fruits. Oh, and no yellow, heart-healthy seed oils. They're poisonous, right? Drink water when you're thirsty and add salt to taste. Tastes a little bland. Add more salt. Oh, that tastes good. Do it, right? Do that for 30 days and tell me how it went. Happy Sunday. Be well.